Hello and welcome back to the Purple Panthers Sports Network, your home for University of Brighton sport.
It's the third edition of our weekly roundup show and we have another bumper programme for you, despite the men's tennis falling victim to the weather at Falmer.
Stay with us though as we go behind the scenes at the Sport and Health Complex's brand new cricket facility and join the men's side in their training session.
However, we start with action on the pitch and with our netball teams. Izzy can tell us more.
Our strongest returns came in the netball, with our ones and twos both victorious, despite the threes just coming up short in their match. The ones continued their perfect start to the season with a third win in a row and are still setting the early pace at the top of Tier 2A as they thrashed Brunel 60-15 on the road. Our threes were also playing away from home and only lost out by 4 points, with St Mary's claiming a 37-33 victory. They're now level with Imperial threes at the top of Tier 5A. Noah was at Falmer to see how the twos got on against Surrey.
Brighton Twos picked up their first victory of the netball season here at the Brighton Health and Sport Complex after a nail-biting 41-35 victory over Surrey Threes. The Panthers recorded their highest goal scoring tally of the campaign, albeit against a side who remain pointless after 3 defeats in a row. The Panthers established a lead in the second quarter and never looked back, despite the best efforts from the away side. They'll be looking to continue this winning form when they travel to Reading next week.
He also spoke with Victorious Twos captain Katie Edwards after the game.
First victory of the season.
Yeah.
Describe how you're feeling after the game.
I feel really good, really positive and really confident after the first win, yeah.
How important is it to get that first victory? Obviously you've had 2 defeats to start the season, so how important is it?
It was such a tough first 2 games, like against Sussex, and then we obviously lost last week. So yeah, it just feels really good to just get the first one out of the way. And then now I feel like so much more confident to go into the next ones. It just changes your mindset, but yeah.
So what were the differences between today's performance, do you think?
Just so much more relaxed, like we've had time to gel as a team in training and stuff like that. So yeah, we've worked on a lot over the past 2 weeks.
How pleasing is it to see that your team scored the most amount of goals that you have had all season?
Yeah, that's really good. I didn't even know that, but that's really good to hear. Like we've really worked like with our shooters and like getting the ball into them. Like it's been really tricky because when you're a brand new team, like all these freshers, like they're so nervous, and just getting to know each other and where you want the ball to go to get it to go. Yeah.
Finally, you mentioned the momentum. What are your goals for the season? How can this win kind of propel your season?
I think it's just all mindset, like knowing that we can do it and that we have done it now. It's like, yeah, we can just do it every time, hopefully.
Both of our men's football sides fell to slender defeats, with our ones at Essex and our twos at home. The ones came up short against the Blades, succumbing to a 3-2 defeat. Meanwhile, our twos were defeated by the same 1-goal margin at home to Reading, as the visitors claimed a 2-1 victory. Our correspondents Freddie Potter and Ollie Stidder battled the elements to speak to Panther Harry Debenham.
They were just more intense than us, they wanted it more. We were well off it from when I got here, from the second half. We were well off it. They just won every first ball, every second ball, and we were just better intensity. At the end of the day, they came here, they wanted it more. I feel like better conditions, better pitch, and if we were on our day, we'd have them any day, but today wasn't meant to be.
Is there a lot of work to do in training next week ahead of your next game?
Yeah, a lot. I think fitness, to be honest. Like, fitness, and I mean, on there it's different to playing on here, but ball work, patterns of play, but mainly fitness and mentally, I think.
Do you think you've got the team spirit to overcome a defeat like that?
Yeah, definitely. We'll be fine. The boys will get in. We'll come back next week. We'll train on Monday, train Friday, we'll turn up, we'll be there. We'll come back from that, we'll work hard.
On to the baseball, where the Panthers recorded a record 26-7 victory over Kent on Saturday afternoon. This maintains their 100% start to the season and extends the Panthers' lead at the top of the table at these early stages. As a result of this, we have named them our Panthers Team of the Week. Leave a comment down below who you think deserves the Player of the Week award. The baseball team have one final game this weekend at home against Surrey before they have a 4-month break.
On Sunday afternoon, our futsal side welcomed table toppers Reading as we look to cause an upset at Falmer. Unfortunately, the team couldn't secure the victory as they were undone 12-4 by the visitors. This condemns the Panthers to back-to-back defeats, with their only points of the season so far coming from a walkover.
There were contrasting fortunes for our two volleyball sides as well, but this time at home. The men's side earned back-to-back victories with a 3-1 triumph over Roehampton, meaning that they're joint top of Tier 3A. Our women's side were in action earlier in the day, and we caught up with former Panther Zach McConaughey, who was there to cheer them on.
Are you optimistic of some Brighton victories today?
Absolutely I am. I think the women's team have been working really hard on their passing skills and their serving ability, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the game. I think they've been gelling so much as a team recently, so I'm really excited to see them just knock it out of the park today.
And what have you thought of the season so far, how both sides are getting on?
Yeah, massively. I feel like it's been an interesting challenge. Obviously, getting into the season, you're gelling with the team a lot. So there's a lot of figuring out how are we working together as teams as well. But I feel like the thought is nice that the other unis are also on that journey. So it's like they're both on either side of the net, figuring out their own game and stuff, which has been really interesting to see that develop and strengthen over the last few games.
What do you think they can achieve this year?
Massively. I think the team can just achieve victory. You know what I mean? I think that they're going to work so hard and just really bond together as a team, and it's going to show. The amount that we hang out off court is going to show on court, and you'll just see that real team unity that the Panthers are famous for.
Unfortunately, it was a disappointing afternoon for our women's side. Izzy was at the game for us.
The Brighton Panthers have unfortunately lost their third game on the bounce. Today the final score was 3-0 to Reading Knights. Reading dominated the first set, winning 25-8. They dealt with the Panthers' spikes really well, and whilst there were a few good rallies throughout, it always seemed to be the Knights having the final say. The second set though was far more competitive. The Panthers led the initial stages 6-4, but were unable to establish a foothold. And once Reading got the side out they needed, they went on a 10-point service run to turn the set around. Brighton stopped the run though with a superb block to win back the serve, but couldn't build from it. It got very back and forth at about the 14-7 stage, but in the end it was Reading who came out on top, winning the second set 25-18. Continuing on from the second set, it remained a tightly contested affair with the score level at 13-13. From there, the Knights went on a strong service run, earning 5 unanswered points, and eventually closed out the final set 25-18. That sealed another 3-0 defeat for the Panthers, whose search for a first win of the season goes on. Their next match is away to Royal Holloway next Wednesday.
She spoke with Vice-Captain Charisse Angel.
So Charisse, how do you sum up today's performance?
To be honest, I think we didn't do quite well because for our previous match we put in a lot of effort, but for this match I feel like we took it really lightly, so we didn't expect number 6 to really play hard today. So yeah, I don't think we did that well.
What was the reason for taking it that little bit more lightly today?
I think we were kind of overconfident doing trainings and thinking that we've trained enough, but it's not enough training for us to actually win a game yet.
Okay. It seemed a little bit more competitive in the second and third set. What was the change there from the first?
Probably the timeouts and the motivation during the timeouts, and the coach telling us you have to be in this position before you can switch to this position. So yeah.
Okay, and you're still in search of your first win. You've got Royal Holloway next week. How are you guys going to approach that one?
Basically, be more strict doing trainings, be more focused, and just find a way through to win our first game this season, because we haven't won a single game yet. So,
are you feeling confident for next week that you can get that win?
It's an away game, so obviously there will be nerves, but yeah, if we train hard, I think we can win that game next week. Yeah.
Our women's football sides experienced a mixed day away from home, with a win and defeat coming from their respective journeys to Uxbridge and Essex. The Twos continued their immaculate start to the season with a dominant 5-0 victory at Brunel, which also saw them stretch their lead to 5 points above Wednesday's opponents in Tier 3A. However, our Ones suffered a 5-2 defeat at Essex and are still waiting to pick up their first 3 points of the campaign.
The Panthers are now up and running in the women's hockey with their first victory of the season on Wednesday. They came out on top impressively at Brunel, winning 3-2.
Whilst both our cricket team seasons don't get underway until the summer, they are still in preparation mode ahead of the campaign. This season, the Panthers teams are benefiting from a brand new training facility. We've been over there to find out more.
We're here at the Square and Cricket Centre in the Brighton Sports and Health Complex. The centre opened earlier this month and is the largest one in the Northern Hemisphere, with 9 indoor lanes and 2 indoor cricket courts. Our men's and women's Panthers cricket teams will be using the centre as their base this year as part of the centre's collaboration with the University of Brighton. How beneficial do you think it is having a centre like this on our doorstep at Brighton?
It's amazing, it's great. Train on something that replicates a cricket pitch versus like a sports hall floor. The bounce is more accurate, just the facilities are great, having the ball tracking in here is amazing. Really gives us more insight into cricket in general.
What are you hoping to get out of using the centre this season?
Just general improvement. We've been lucky enough to get two training slots in here. So having that amount of time in here, having more time than last year to train, hope to see a lot of improvement from everybody on both sides of the club, men's and women's.
What's your aspirations then going into next season? Do you think using this will help you with your goals next year?
Yeah, definitely. I think our biggest aspiration on both sides of the club is to win the league and get promoted. So basically it's to perform better, and this will definitely help us do that. So hoping to get better as cricketers, really.
It's been really great. The community is really nice, so it's been really helpful. So definitely we have more features and equipments this year and much more nets. Pitches are much more better, so they will help us grow as a team. So I guess we'll have more skills this time.
The Panthers suffered a 16-point defeat in the Men's Rugby League fixture away at Brunel. Final score was 44-28 to the hosts.
A frustrating day for our men's rugby sides continued into the rugby union, with a brace of defeats for our ones and twos. Our twos lost 43-0 to St Mary's, but our ones were involved in a tighter affair on home turf. They were beaten 21-8 by Imperial, despite a fighting performance in the Falmer rain. Freddie and Ollie caught up with Felix Roberts after the game.
Unlucky today. What are you looking to work on in training after today's game?
I think mainly we just need to get down to being more clinical. There were a lot of silly mistakes where we did the hard work and then just at the last moment we let ourselves down by trying to rush it a bit too much. We got a bit too excited, so I think it's just about getting those basics down and really working on being more clinical in the attacking, especially in their red zone.
Do you think there was an advantage for Imperial, seeing as they've already played this season and this was your first match of the season as a team?
Yeah, I do think there was that a little bit, because we've got a lot of new players coming in, so there wasn't really that team cohesion from the get-go, and they've obviously had that first game. It's been a while for us. Some of our boys haven't played since March, so yeah, I think there was a bit of an advantage for them having already had a run out as a team, because they can start to mesh a bit more together. Our main goals are hopefully promotion, since we came second last year, and then we definitely want to get that varsity win at the end of the season. Those are our main two goals.
Our women's rugby union side were able to pick up our only rugby victory of the day though, and did so in style with a comfortable victory at Essex. They doubled the Blades' score in a triumphant 15-31 win, ensuring that they picked up their first victory of the season at the first attempt.
Thank you for joining us for this third weekly roundup. Don't forget to leave your suggestions for Player of the Week down in the comments.
Next week we'll have action from the first American football fixture of the season as our Panthers take on UCL. But for now, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.